Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. How are you doing today? Welcome to the path of peace. Have you ever met someone whose character alone could teach you more than 1,000 words? Someone whose presence itself was a lesson? That's how the companions of Prophet Muhammad described him. He didn't just speak about goodness, he lived it. Every smile, every gesture, every decision he made was a teaching in action. Today, we're talking about a beautiful topic: how Prophet Muhammad taught through his actions. We'll explore the simple yet powerful ways our beloved Prophet guided people not only by his words but by how he lived among them. The Prophet as a living example? Allah himself reminds us in the Quran. Indeed, in the Messenger of Allah, you have an excellent example for whoever hopes in Allah and the last day and remembers Allah often. Surah Al-Ahzab 33-21. This verse tells us that the life of Prophet Muhammad wasn't just a series of random acts. Every part of his life, how he prayed, ate, spoke, forgave, and treated others, was a reflection of divine guidance. His actions became a living, breathing form of teaching. The Prophet didn't separate teaching from living. His life was his classroom, and every moment was a lesson in mercy, humility, and truth. Teaching through kindness. One of the most powerful lessons he taught was through kindness. Once, a woman used to throw trash at him every day as he passed by her house in Mecca. The Prophet never said a harsh word to her. One day, he noticed she wasn't there. Concerned, he asked about her and found out she was ill. So he went to visit her, not to scold her but to check on her health. His visit touched her heart so deeply that she embraced Islam. No debate. No argument. Just compassion. That was the Prophet's teaching method, showing the message before speaking it. Humility and leadership. When the Prophet and his companions were building the mosque in Medina, he didn't stand aside and give orders. He carried stones with them. He worked under the hot sun, just like everyone else. The companions used to say, if someone came into the gathering of the Prophet, they wouldn't know who he was because he sat like everyone else. He taught leadership through humility. He showed that a leader isn't someone who demands service, but one who serves others first. Forgiveness as a form of teaching. Perhaps one of the greatest examples of teaching through action was at the conquest of Mecca. After years of persecution, after being forced out of his home, insulted and attacked, the Prophet returned victorious. The Quraysh feared revenge, but instead he said, "Go, for you are free." No punishment, no revenge, only mercy. This moment was so powerful that it changed hearts instantly. Many of his former enemies accepted Islam the very day. The Prophet didn't just teach forgiveness, he showed it when he had every right not to. Gentleness in everyday life. Even in small, everyday moments, the Prophet was a teacher. When a young boy used to eat greedily, he gently advised him, "Oh, young man, say Bismillah, eat with your right hand and eat from what is in front of you." Sahih Bukhari. He didn't scold the boy or embarrass him in front of others. He corrected him with love. The message was clear: gentle advice lasts longer than harsh criticism. The Prophet also showed mercy to animals. Once, seeing a camel crying because it was overworked, he wiped its tears and told the owner, "Fear Allah in these animals. They cannot speak, yet they feel pain." He taught compassion not just toward humans, but toward all living beings. Teaching through service. One of the most inspiring aspects of the Prophet's life was how he helped others with his own hands. He mended his clothes, milked his goat, and served his family. Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, said, "The Prophet used to be in the service of his family, and when the time for prayer came, he would go out for the prayer." Sahih Bukhari. This showed his followers that no task was beneath him. He wanted people to understand that dignity doesn't come from being served. It comes from serving others with sincerity. Teaching by example in worship. The Prophet taught the prayer, fasting, and all acts of worship by performing them himself. He said, "Pray as you have seen me praying." Sahih Bukhari. His companions didn't just learn by hearing, they learned by watching. Every movement of his prayer reflected focus, humility, and connection with Allah. Even in worship, his actions were his most powerful words: patience and perseverance. In hardship, too, he was a living lesson. During the boycott in Mecca, when the Muslims suffered hunger and isolation, he remained patient. When people mocked him, he never replied with anger. When he lost his children, he cried, but still said, "The eyes shed tears and the heart grieves, but we do not say except what pleases Allah." Sahih Bukhari. He taught us that faith isn't about avoiding pain, it's about remaining patient and trusting Allah through it. Teaching through equality. The Prophet also broke down social barriers through his actions. He sat with the poor, ate with slaves, and treated everyone with the same respect. When Bilal ibn Rabah, may Allah be pleased with him, a former slave, became the first to call the adhan, it showed the world that true honor lies in piety, not race or status. The Prophet said, "There is no superiority for an Arab over a non-Arab, nor for a white over a black except by piety." Musnad Ahmad. He didn't just say it, he lived it. His life was the embodiment of equality and justice. Why this matters for us today. We live in a time when words are everywhere, speeches, posts, lectures, but real actions are rare. The life of Prophet Muhammad reminds us that the most effective dawah is through behavior. People remember how we treat them, not how much we talk. If we truly love the Prophet, we should follow his path not just in rituals, but in character, in patience, honesty, humility, and mercy. Because when people see those qualities in us, they see the reflection of his example. Dear viewers, Prophet Muhammad didn't just teach Islam. He lived Islam. His smile taught kindness. His patience taught faith. His forgiveness taught love. His humility taught leadership. Every moment of his life was a lesson, not just for his companions, but for all of humanity until the end of time. So let's try, in our small ways, to follow his example. When we respond with kindness instead of anger, forgive when we could hate, help without expecting reward, we are continuing his message. If this reminder touched your heart, remember, following the Sunnah begins with small steps. Live sincerely. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to stay updated with more Islamic content. Like, share, and comment to support our work and spread the message.